Hello and welcome to a very, very special video. As you might know, we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers. For reference, in December, I had 1,000. I hope that clarifies that it went up quite a bit. That's the understatement of the century, but here we are. So, as promised, I asked on the community page and my Discord, which questions you want to know about me? I'm just the funny ASMR girl, so I guess a lot of parts about me you usually don't get to hear about. So here we are, and sorry if I move a bit weird in this video compared to usual. I'm really sunburned IRL, and I'm having trouble moving, but we'll do our best. Okay, cool. You with me? Yeah, let's do this. So I have my usual green screen behind me. I have the camera here, and to this side I have all your questions lined up conveniently for me to read and answer. Okay? Sound good. What could go wrong, right? So, to get us started, we have what would be your dream plushie. A dream plushie is a very difficult kind of question, you know? But if I were to think of one, to be honest, my dream plushie is the plushies I already own. I'll put them up behind me. Yeah, they're my little friends, you know? So it's hard to think what I would want instead, but maybe like a Pikachu with like a trans cape. like a trans pride Pikachu. That'd be pretty cool, like with the little heart thing on the tail, like sticky tape. Like the meme. I think that'd be pretty cool. I'd want that as a plushie. Official trans pride Pokemon merch would be pretty cool. So, the next one is, hey, I'm a trans woman trying to get further into audio work. Any tips you'd like to give and any other people like me? So I got a lot of these questions, obviously, makes sense. For anyone that wants to do any type of audio stuff, like ASMR, other stuff I can't see on YouTube, that kind of thing, just go for it. Just, there's no like WikiHow guide that will make you go, oh, that's how you do it. No, it's really just you have to kind of sit down with a microphone and go, yeah. And when you listen back, it won't be perfect. You'll kind of be like, ooh, can I really post this? Post it. Do it. The best gift, like kind of advice I can give, to be honest, is just making sure that you post what you make. Okay? Promise me that, okay? You make something, you post it, okay? Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure the recording's still going. Okay, that's good. That's my worst fear. Did I hydrate today? Is the next question. Yeah, I hydrated. How about I hydrate again? Just for you. This video is gonna be so long if I do stuff like this. Just imagine I hydrated just now and you go, wow, that's so immersive. So that was me hydrating. We love hydration. What's your favorite Pokemon? If you can't name one in particular, do a top 3 favorite. Alright, so the top 3. My fingers aren't cooperating. Top 3. I would probably be Pikachu, Primarina because trans rights, and Mudkip. I love Mudkip. They're a little guy. They're a little friend. They're one of my first I ever had. Okay. Up next, it's 30 pairs of shoes. Too many shoes. I don't think there's such a thing. If it makes you happy, go for it, you know? Is there ever an amount of plushies that's too much? By the way, thanks for all your content. Glad you enjoy. To answer that, I don't think there's an amount that's too much, right? I guess the only limit is how many you can have with you. Like if they're literally like against the walls and like exited the house itself, I'd feel very irresponsible for the plushies. You know, you gotta look after them. So I say the limit is how much you can actually store. Though I guess billionaires could in theory have infinite plushies because they have infinite space for plushies. So I guess it depends on your economic status. Alright. This is a bit of a trickier one. How do I come out to my friends? So I'm going to assume this is out as trans, but the same applies if you're coming out as gay, sapphic, ace, demi, whatever, you know. When you're with your friends, try to pick out a friend that you trust the most. One that you feel most likely it'll go well. And when you ask that friend, make it obvious that you really need their support. And I'm sure if they're a really good friend, even if they don't understand what a trans is, they'll offer it. It might be rocky at first, but you'll figure it out. However, if they're not understanding, my tip is to find new friends. Obviously that sounds cruel, but I think the most important thing is to be with people that care about you. Like, you as in who you are. So the right friends for you, maybe you haven't met them yet, but if they are the friends that are currently with you, I hope your coming out goes really well. If it does, please let me know. So, did you ever imagine this happening and or what did you expect when you were younger? Congrats, by the way. Thank you. Did I imagine this happening? No. Did I want it to happen? Yes, but I didn't think it would happen. What's the word? When I was like a really, really little kid, the thing I wanted to be when I grew up was one, a girl. So yeah, we did that. And two, a Pokemon Let's Player. That was the ultimate goal, right? That's all I wanted to be. Probably because I had a crush on the YouTuber Leroy when I was really little. Kind of awkward, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, I kind of done that thanks to the Twitch. And as a teenager, I got really into ASMR stuff. So being able to do all those things as a job, well, that's surreal. I can't believe it, to be honest. I'm really happy about it, but I didn't expect it. If that's what the question's mostly about. I did not imagine it actually happening, but I've imagined this situation a million times, like when I become like YouTube famous or whatever. A girl can dream, and it came true in this case. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's scroll down the list. It's not working. 1 second. Let's do it. Oh, I need to figure out a better way to do this. Oh no, I skipped some questions. I'm not skipping questions. Never. Okay. Okay, I think we got it. Okay. I'm a professional, by the way. Hiya. My question to you is, when voice trading, did you ever have a moment where everything sort of fell into place and you noticed? Or was it something you didn't notice until someone else complimented your voice? There was some sort of external validation. Thank you so much for your tutorials. Glad you enjoy the tutorials. To answer your question, I don't recall like a specific moment. I know like a lot of the time when I'm in like parties in VR chat, which is what I record this stuff in, there was moments where I started getting gendered more consistently just from my voice, and that was a gradual process where I started noticing it happening more. That's the closest I have to a moment, I guess. But it's not something that like like an epiphany it like occurs. I think it's a slow burn. It's like a slow burn realization that you've reached a voice that others find good. And they see the you that's inside with that voice. Alright. How did you decide on a name? I'm not sure if this question is asking about like the username or my name. So for those curious, obviously Lucy is not my real name. Obviously. Maybe not so obviously, I don't know. So I can't answer how I found my IRL name because I'm not giving that information away. The way I kind of went about it was I made a giant list of names, and then I would like go for each one and try them all. I actually used a different name for like 10 years, and then after the 10 years I swapped to the name I have now. A funny fact is Lucy's one of the names that didn't make the cut. Like, you know, we tried some Lucys, we tried some Lilies, we tried Ember at one point. I won't reveal the names I used for a long period of time for safety, but they're ones that I like on a whim went, yeah, I could do that. That's why I used Lucy for the username. That's why I used Lily for the webcomic, because that character is basically a self-insert. Alright. Who do you main in Guilty Gear? Oh, you won't believe this. You'll be really shocked to find out I main Bridget. Hopefully I remember to green screen all the things, but I cosplayed Bridget last year because I love her. Ever since I was 12, I would see the cutscenes on YouTube of Bridget's story, and even if it wasn't written the best back then, I loved this character. I was like, this is so cool. I want to kick butt as a yo-yo girl. At the time, she didn't know she was a girl yet. But at that time, I guess I was unsure too, so it kind of felt like I grew with Bridget in a way. Not literally, obviously. She came out in a game, like her first appearance was in a game that came out when I was a toddler, but you know, the point still stands. Yay, Bridget. I also often plays Nagoriyuki as like my side character. That's the character I use sometimes. I quite like him. He's very hot. Alright. Are there any good sites to check how well your voice passes? Not really. Full transparency. I don't think that's a thing that can exist. Like, you might see subreddits like trans voice, which I did post on one time. That was ages ago. And the truth is, it's impossible to get objective feedback, right? Because if you're on r/trans voice, for example, when they listen to your voice, they already know that you're trans, right? So as a result, you can't really unbiasedly assess the voice, right? Now that you know I'm trans, when you hear my voice, you might hear the little mistakes I make. But if you didn't know I was trans, you might not have. The only way to really know is to assess how you're gendered roughly most of the time. Not all the time, by the way. Cis people get misgendered sometimes. It happens, right? But I'd say there's no real website for it. It'd be cool, but alas, we don't have such a thing. Okay, up next. You should join Blue Sky. It's fun and there's lots of trans people on it. Congrats on 10k. Here's a code that you'll need to get on. And then they provided me a code. That's really nice of you, actually. I've been asked a lot to go on Blue Sky. I'm unsure about it. Do people use it? Like, if I made a Fairy Princess Lucy Blue Sky, will people use it? Will people go, oh, I'll go check it out? Because I want to make sure, like, I do a lot of promotion stuff for this, but if it works there, I'm happy to make a profile there. It's just, I'm worried there's not gonna be too many people interested, but if there are, then I'll go for it. Could be fun. I've actually been embarrassingly, I've been given 4 Blue Sky codes over the course of me doing content. At this point, maybe I should just make an account of one of the codes. Anyway, which of your videos is your favorite? That's our next question. So I've made a lot of stuff. Like, I know it's cliche, but kind of the voice tutorial series, those have been, yeah, obviously, like, I got more views when I did it. That's not the reason. I like it because I got to do funny effects. Because most of the time I'm just making funny audio sounds. But it was kind of cool to, like, create something affirming, accessible, and something helpful for trans voice. Like, I feel like the trans voice space was something I always had so much trouble navigating. When I was earlier in my journey, all the tutorials are really bad. No offense to the people that made tutorials in the early 2010s. There was one really good one. I don't remember the username. I'm so sorry, I forgot your username, but 10 years ago, you saved my butt. Thank you. Thank you. I hope I find your username later. There were some really inspirational trans women in the early 2010s, but finding the information was so hard back then. It was so difficult. But I think my favorite is the trans voice series, particularly the Resonance one, the first one. Because by the time you're listening to this, the second one's already out. But yeah, the Resonance one, 100%. Close second though would be, I really like the Boy Murder detective agency. It's a newer audio, but I had a lot of fun. It was like making a noir drama about boy murders. It's just so silly that it's funny to me. Next question. I am a trans non-binary person, and I constantly question if I am trans. Every time I ask, I come back with the same answer, that I am. But it is still tiring having to answer these questions to myself all the time. Do you have any words of wisdom for trans MB with imposter syndrome? Imposter syndrome is rough. Like, honestly, it's so difficult. I had it all the way from my transition. A lot of us do, to be honest. I think the reason is, realistically, right? There's millions of people in the world, right? But only a tiny, small percentage of us happen to be trans that we know of. So I think part of it is that subconsciously we're like, it's such a low probability, so I'm probably not. Also, to add to it, chances are most people in your life that you interact with are cis. You've had so many situations to relate to a cis person. But not because they're cis, but because of who they are as a person, right? So it's okay if you've mostly related to cis people in your life, because there's a lot of cis people. So if you come to the same conclusion that I'm trans a couple of times, right? You probably are. Ow, I hit a table. Ow. I'm okay. Let me move that. Okay. This video is gonna be rough. I'm gonna not do too many cuts. So yeah. If it's been a couple of months and you come to the same conclusion every time, chances are you're trans. But I can't decide that. I'm a random person on the internet. Don't give too much weight to the things I say. But I hope the question helped. Well, the answer helped to your question. I mean. Okay. Alright, here we go. Next question. When you say we are valid, what does that mean? Like, I don't catch myself thinking I'm not valid in those words, so I'm thinking instead that you're reminding me isn't right. So the reason I say you're valid, right, is because the stereotypes, right? The stereotypes of what a trans person has to be, what a trans person has to do when they have to come out, what they have to, like, whether they have to be a ballet dancer or something silly. The thing is, you're allowed to be trans. You're allowed to be cis, you're allowed to, whatever makes you happy, you know? The whole point of the you're valid thing is just to go, whatever you feel, you're valid. That's it. It's not too in-depth per se. That's the reason I say it. So if you're the type of person that types into Google like, am I trans if, and then you type something after that, that's pretty trans most of the time. Okay. What's your favorite food? Okay, right, so I'm obsessed with katsukari. I am obsessed with katsukari. Katsukari is really hype. I love it. It's good food. It's so hype. 11 out of 10. Best food. 1 gazillion out of 10. You know? Some close favorites are tacos. I quite like hot dogs. And shabu shabu. Shabu shabu is so good. It's like this hot pot thing, and then like you dip the meat in, and oh, it's great. I love shabu shabu. I don't get to have it much though. I used to have it when I lived in Japan, but that's a while ago. How do I gain confidence to be myself? How did you get over those fears if you had them? Oh, I had fears, don't worry. I still do. Just remember that it's okay to have fears and it's okay to be anxious about things. I think bravery more so comes through your ability to do things despite being scared. You know, like the thing in Spider-Verse, like you won't know. You won't know when you're ready, and that's okay. You just kind of got to do your best. Fake it till you make it, as they say. I don't know how common that expression is, but I say it to myself a lot. Okay. Who are some of your heroes? That is a good question. Okay, first up, the most important person in my life, I think, is, I think their username used to be like ChurchRef22 or something. I'll debate with myself whether I put a footage of them behind me. I don't know if I should. Their account's deleted, but their videos posted everywhere. You know those people that you really want to meet, but you don't think you'll ever get to? So when I was 8, there was a YouTube video, I might have been 9 or 10, in that kind of area. For years at that point, I was watching these like boy to girl makeup videos. And around near the end of primary school, it would have been, there was this one that popped up, and see, the thing is, a lot of the boy to girl makeup videos, they always showed someone that already looked like a girl transform into a girl, but this person, at the start they look like any other boy, but at the end they look like a girl. Like, that was when I really processed that people like me could become girly and present how I want. It made me realize makeup could do so many things. It made me realize a wig is powerful. I will probably never meet this person. I'll never get to. I want to so bad. But I accept that I'll never meet them. But if you somehow see this, and I highly doubt it, but if you somehow see this, you literally saved my life. Like, literally saved it. From everything that sentence indicates, you did that. Thank you. You showed me that I didn't have to be a certain way to be myself. You showed me that anyone could do this, and you showed me that it was gonna be okay. I don't know how you identify. I don't know if you're trans. I don't know if you're cis and just really love to make up. I really want to meet you someday, but I know I can't, and that's okay. She's my main hero, I think. Who knows? Who knows how they identified? I don't know. Wherever they are in the world, I'm still around thanks to them, so. This also goes out to all the other boy to girl makeup tutorials that I watched. I'll put a B-roll of a bunch of them behind me, maybe. A lot of them meant a lot. The other one was like, was it Zakaria Lee or something? That was the other one. Maybe the username changed. I don't know. Somebody's telling me in my head that I think they changed their username. I'll update it maybe. Just all those kind of like boy to girl makeup videos, but especially ChurchRef22. I watched a re-upload when I first saw them, so I don't know if that's the name of their real channel. And yeah, sorry if that was a bit long. I wasn't expecting that question, and I didn't expect to have this answer. I guess I expected I was gonna say like trans voice lessons or something, and yeah, she is definitely a big hero for me. I think she was a big hero for me at a different part of my life, I guess. It's like the different phases of life, and you have heroes to help you at a certain time. Trans voice lessons showed me that I could talk like a girl. But back then, Chartraff showed me that I could be a girl, I guess. So absolutely everyone that inspired me, I'm very grateful. Trans voice lessons, if you watch these, which I highly doubt, sorry if the intro to my voice lessons kind of show a big B-reel of like a bunch of your videos behind me while I'm saying, are you tired of complicated lessons? I just typed trans voice tutorials and then scrolled down for the B-roll. It just happens that a lot of the videos are you. I love your videos, by the way. Anyway. Sorry. Okay. What type of music do you like? I like a lot of things. I really like Polyphia, the guitar band. I love their stuff. I love that kind of art rock, prog stuff. I love Pliny. Pliny's a great guitarist. Intervals is really cool. I love their stuff. Yvette Young was a really big deal for me, seeing like such skillful guitar playing. And it's really rare I got to see women in that space, so that was really inspiring for me. So I love her music and her band Covert. I also like I like jazzy stuff. I like a lot of funk stuff. I love electronic music like Psyche and MTU. A lot of like really fun dancing music because I love dancing. And I've also been kind of obsessed with the soundtrack from Teen Beach Movie 2 lately. So I guess it varies with me. Funny enough, the next question is, do you have any favorite bands and musicians? Well, guess I answered your question. That was easy. Favorite hobbies. All right, this is a tricky one. I have a lot of hobbies. Okay, so I like video games, as that's apparent. I really like makeup. I like dancing. I like ice skating. Did I say dancing? I think I said dancing. I like doing card magic, like fun little magic tricks. I got into yo-yo tricks. I'm really bad at it, but it's fun. I play guitar. I'm really passionate about language learning, even though I'm in a weird spot with that. But yeah, that's there's a lot more. So this year I want to try to get into surfing. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. Next questions. Let's go. Oh, I scrolled too far. I'm a fool. I don't want to skip anyone's question. Come on. Scroll up. This is so awkward. Okay, I think we found it. Did it again. Let's use the computer. Yeah, please cut this out, future me, if I remember. Alright. Try my best to find it. Okay. Okay. Now I'll check the recording, since we have a little break section. We are in fact recording. Very cool. Oh god, we're already half an hour in. This is gonna be so long. Okay. Let's double check one more time, make sure I get it. Okay. And I'm back. How long did it take for you to transition your voice to what you have now? So it's complicated, right? Because like I transitioned socially as a 12-year-old, but really gradually in ways I could safely. My voice I kind of worked on in the mid-2010s, but I didn't get very far. In the late 2010s, I found trans voice tutorials and I got a little better. And then I think 2 years ago, maybe, I got a professional speech pathologist to help me. So it really varies. It can take like a year, it could take a couple of years. Some people get it sooner, some people get it later. I guess assume it'll take like a year or two. That's a rough estimate. You'll have a better idea the more you do it. What would be your perfect outfit to go out in? An A-line pleated skirt and a nice flowy long sleeve top. I love that vibe. So, what are your opinions on the IKEA bear? I can't pronounce that. The bear, the IKEA bear. I love him. I love the bear. I want an IKEA bear. Do you think it's worth potentially ruining your current life by transitioning, lose all current friends, family, and maybe a job? Oh, that's a tricky question. Look, that is the way to view it. Maybe some things can go very wrong when you transition, but truth is, a lot can become really amazing too. If you have a blaha, what's its name? Mine's name is Sharky. If you can have any animal as a pet, what will it be? Can I have a bunch of ducks? I like ducks. How do you get over someone? You get over someone by knowing that there's so many people in the world that there will be someone for you. I know that's a very simplified response, but you know. Have you tried Celeste? Yep. I have. I played it in 2020, I think, at the end of the year. Because Cyberpunk 2077 came out. I didn't like it, so I refunded it and bought Celeste for like $5. I love that game. How do you find your style? You find your style through trial and error. That's frustrating as an answer, but you just gotta keep trying. Try anything, literally, from like cute femme outfits to cool leather jacket, cool girls, you know, do it all. Figure it out. What would younger you say if I saw you now? I visualize younger me having the happiest little tears possible. Like I said, little kid me's dreams was, 1, to be a girl, and 2, be a Pokemon Let's Player. I do both. I'm gonna blow her mind. But I do want to give little kid me a very big hug. I was a bit too mean to her, I think. When you're practicing a femme voice, is it a problem if I can't raise the larynx without raising the pitch? So generally the larynx is very separate to pitch, but sometimes your pitch will just kind of go up naturally when you try to do it. Don't be too alarmed. As long as you can like control your larynx, you'll probably be okay. You're gonna scroll down. I scrolled down too far again. You think I'd be kind of decent at this by now? Okay. What's your favorite movies or TV shows? Okay. Favorite movie is probably the Barbie movie. I like that movie. Teen Beach Movie 2 is a favorite. I watched it recently. I love it. I was obsessed with the first one when I was little. I love Spider-Verse. That's cool. The SpongeBob movie is iconic. TV show wise, I really like Phineas and Ferb, Wizards of Waverly Place. And when I was really little, I adored SpongeBob, still do. SpongeBob's my little guy, you know? What's your favorite kind of shark? Can I say blowhigh? Does that count? They're little sharky friends. Which are cuter, cows or sheep? If I had to pick, I'd probably pick sheep, but I love both. I don't have a question. I just wanted to say thank you for making awesome content. Well, thank you for saying such nice words. If you could make the ultimate, most cuddly, comfy plushie ever, what would it look like and be? Trans Pride Pikachu. That's my answer. What are the things you like the most about being a woman? What are the things you dislike the most? Okay, let's get the dislikes out of the way. I really dislike misogyny. Like, it feels like you'll say something, right? You'll be like, oh, I like this thing, or I'm good at this thing, and then they'll assume you're a beginner just because you're a woman. I don't like that, like, underestimating, like, attitude that's perpetuated through our society and that sort of thing. Misogyny sucks, but what I like, I get to show my emotions, I get to wear cute clothes, I get to be all giggly, happy, and upbeat. However, those are merely stereotypes. It is hard to quantify what it means to be a woman. So, the things that make me kind of happy is just getting to feel like myself. And the things that feel like myself happen to align with the way society sees women. So, I think most ways people answer this will sound inherently kind of gender biased, but I'm happier as a girl. When someone calls me she and a girl, I feel happy, and that's all I have to understand, I think. Okay. Ignore the notification I just got. Does it take constant effort to maintain the femme voice? Right now, no. This is just how I speak. However, talking like this, though, that requires effort, despite this being kind of similar to my old voice. When you practice a lot, you kind of just get used to and you build a habit. All voice is just your habits of how you speak. That's just why we speak that way. We build the habit, it just becomes how we always speak. So, no effort. This is just how I talk. I could go all day, as you can see from this video. It's like, oh my god, it's so long. I'm scared. I'm going to have to break this up into parts. Okay. How much training did you do to get the voice how it is now? It's so pretty. Love heart emoji. Thank you. I did an unhealthy amount of training, I must confess. I used to kind of sit in my room all day and do nothing but voice exercises. I think I would have gotten my voice faster if I did it more efficiently. That's why I encourage that kind of thing in my voice lessons, but here we are, you know. A lot of effort. Okay, I'm just gonna use my computer mouse to scroll down because that's probably easier. Favorite comfort food? Katsukari. Love that stuff. Okay, next question. Hi, yes. How did you know that I barely have the attention span of a 5-year-old when making your voice training series? I know all. That is a joke, by the way. So this was an accidental, like, positive benefit to the tutorial series. I didn't make it really short specifically for people with low attention spans. I just happened to make it short because I thought it was, like, more concise. However, I got a lot of comments saying that it helped people with low attention spans. A lot of people that happen to have ADHD, that kind of thing. And I'm really happy that even if it wasn't intentional, I'm glad the tutorials helped that demographic because I think that's really important. And, like, realistically, we all have such low attention spans nowadays. I feel like the internet actively wants us to have really low attention spans. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you. If you're listening to if you're doing something in the background while listening to this, that's chill. That's cool. I hope you're having fun, whatever you're doing. When I listen to videos in the background, I always, I like playing Final Fantasy XIV and doing the fishing mini games. And sometimes I like drawing. Okay. Congratulations on 10K. My question is, how do I overcome doubt and imposter syndrome and change my mindset from I'm a dude who wishes he was a girl to I am and always will be a girl? So, imposter syndrome, like before I mentioned, it's really hard. I think it's just a gradual process. The more people see you as you, it just becomes easier. Like, I used to hesitate to tell people I'm a girl, but now I just kind of live like one. So be kind of, I don't know, it just kind of gradually becomes easier. However, if you need someone else to say it, if you feel like a girl, you're a girl. And that's okay. That's all it has to be. Okay. Is it tough on the voice to specialize in ASMR and voice training on your channel? If so, I hope you have plenty of breaks. Yeah, I'm gonna confess, the reason my voice has been trained to be so efficient is because of how much I have to speak for this job. I confess, I'm terrible at taking breaks. I am a workaholic, 100%. I've been working on it. I've been trying to be better. I'm really bad at taking breaks. I am horrific at taking breaks. Do not do my advice on how to take a break. I'm not the one to tell you how to take a break. That it is very hard on the voice. Because of that, on my table, I usually have little like honey lollies to like, or candy. Is that what Americans say? We say lollies. Anyway, I just have little things to suck on just to soothe my throat because dang, I am kind of mean to my throat. I'm sorry, throat. I'll try to be better. How many entire horses, bones, hair, everything do you think you could reasonably eat over the course of your entire life? What? But I don't want to. What music do you listen to? I already answered that. Woo! We're so efficient. Okay. Okay, here we are. Let's keep going. We're about halfway. Let's check the runtime. How are we going? 42 minutes. That's not too bad. That's good. At least I can upload this one video. Let's check that it's still recording one more time because I am paranoid and I don't trust myself. Okay, let's go. Okay. What's your favorite anime? And what's the best trans representation you've ever seen in media? I love this question, especially the second part. Okay, so my favorite animes are probably Mushishi, Skip and Loafer, which I watched recently. I love the anime movie A Silent Voice, or Koi no Katachi. I really like I love Horo Musuko, Wandering Son. I love that one. That was a big deal for me, having like a trans character in an anime that was like identified as trans proudly. Love that. Oh, there's definitely more. I really like when I was really little, Rurouni Kenshin was one of my favorites. I love that one. Hamtaro was really important to little kid me. I love the Pokemon anime. I really like I think it's called Super Cub. It was about motorcycles. I watched that around the time I got a motorcycle license, and then I fell off a motorcycle, so then I stopped riding motorcycles. Oh well. That's the best trans representation you've seen in media. Okay, hear me out. Okay, hear me out. All right. Bokugo is a manga. It's my favorite manga. And I love how it represents transness, which is wild for me to say because it was written by a cis man. But I love how it portrays like a character who has been raised to be like a manly man and has so much repression and like peer pressure that even when he gets magically turned into a girl, she's still insistent that she's a boy. Even after being literally granted the body of a cis woman, she still is an egg. She's a big egg. She's really in denial. I love how that shows how no matter what, it's really hard to break out of that kind of cage or like your expectations of you, what people expect you to be. And that's why I really resonated with the protagonist, because she had to come to grips with who she is, perhaps a bit faster than many of us would. So I think the best trans representation is Mizuki from Bokugo. I'm okay if people disagree with me. I'm biased. I like that one and own the entire series physically. How much time does it roughly take to achieve? I don't know if this is a spelling mistake. We're trying to talk cute. I like both options. So how much time does it roughly take to achieve a passable female voice? And does puberty make voice training harder? Okay, so puberty inherently makes some things harder. But if you've already experienced puberty, or if you are experiencing puberty currently, Ow. Oh. A bunch of stuff fell on my foot. That's upsetting. I have a sunburn. I don't want things to land on my foot. Oh. Oh. Let me check if I'm okay. No injuries. Cool, cool. I hope I edited that out. Oh my god. Okay. But yeah, puberty obviously changes some things. You know, most notably the voice dropping. But if you raise the larynx, you can actually kind of avoid that part of the throat that thickens, because everything else in the throat doesn't change. So I think even if you've had puberty, you can do this. I experienced a full cycle of testosterone puberty, and I was still able to do a girl voice. It doesn't stop you. But if you're like pre-puberty, which I doubt people pre-puberty are watching this. My YouTube audience demographic is like 15 to 30 on average, usually. But everyone's cool. Everyone's cool. But obviously there's some inherent easiness to if your voice doesn't drop and change. But most importantly, socially being able to grow up as a girl will probably enhance the voice a lot. There's a lot of social aspects to it. So just know puberty isn't the be-all end-all. So, are you from Australia? Yep, yeah, sure am. G'day, mate. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm from Australia. My accent kind of gives it away, but my accent's kind of like mixed because I used to live in Japan, so like a bunch of people mixed accent, I guess, I think. And I talk to a lot of Americans on the internet, thanks to the Patreon. But yeah, I'm from Australia. Vegemite's epic. I love Bluey. I love a good sausage sanger from Bunnings. Does that prove it? Did I verify my Australian status? Alright. Next. Okay. Early on in your transition, how do you deal with dysphoria that comes from trying on feminine clothes that make you happy, but then looking in the mirror and realizing, okay. So, when we wear feminine clothes and we feel happy in them, that's the important thing, by the way. Wear what makes you happy, but if you look in the mirror and you don't look how you expect, that's okay, that can change. It is a transition at the end of the day. You might not get a result you want straight away, you might. However, there is light at the end of that tunnel, and if that clothes makes you happy, you wear those clothes, you go through things, you slowly change, and everything will hopefully be okay. I don't have amazing tips about that kind of thing, but I do think that happiness should be what guides us, you know? Okay. What inspired you to make videos, and more specifically, the voice tutorial series? So, thing is, trans content on the internet can be kind of a bummer sometimes. A lot of really popular trans channels will obviously be like, I record transphobe on Twitter, or reacting to transphobic memes, or reacting to whatever the wizard author did that week. I want it to be comforting trans stuff. I want the kind of philosophy of like a trans video that you can put on and not have to worry too much. I guess just a video that just exists. It's validating. It makes you feel good. Because I think we worry too much about what makes us feel bad. And there's a lot to feel bad about sometimes. Being trans isn't easy. It never was, never will. But there's a lot of good and a sense of beauty to it. and I want to focus on the good part and help you get through the bad part. I hope that makes sense. That's more or less why I do what I do. I want something to exist that's happy because I want to watch that. And I haven't found that, you know? So be what you want to see in the world and all that. As for the voice tutorial series, obviously no shade to the people that make voice tutorials. That's not what this is about. But I don't think trans voice tutorials in general are very accessible. You always hear, like, when I do Patreon voice lessons, which I've done for like more than a year before I did the voice tutorial series. When I do those voice lessons, the first thing every student says is, I tried watching a trans voice tutorial, but I didn't get it. I want people to get it. I want to make something that makes you go, oh, that's what it is. That's trans voice. That's the technique. I don't have to sound like the person in the video. I sound like me. I'm feminizing my own voice. You know, I just have a bit of a gripe, I guess, with how trans voice is presented. I also feel like there's a dangerous, like, blurred line between, you know, a professional speech pathologist that has certification and a trans girl on the internet. Now, I'm somewhere like in the middle. I'm studying at university to be a professional speech pathologist, and I'm also trans. So I'm hoping I can like bring the knowledge of both together. But there's something unnerving, I guess, about how the vast majority of trans voice creators aren't like speech pathologists. They're not professional in that sense. But then on the contrary, a lot of speech pathologists that are qualified have no idea how to help a trans person. So YouTube doctor or doctor that doesn't know anything about you. That's your choice, I guess. I think the closest we have to in the middle is we do have like Undead Voice, Nicole Grass, that like is cis, but understands some of the knowledge from like trans voice guru voice tutorial stuff. So like I like her videos. Hers are good. But I generally just kind of, I don't like that we pretend to be doctors. Because I'm not. They're not. We're not professionals. We're people that have done trans voice ourselves, and we're going to give you the tips. We're just giving tips. We never were certified doctors. I like to make that clarification clear. That's why my Patreon is priced so differently than a professional speech pathologist, because there's so many things I can't account for, you know? And I don't want to act like I can. I don't want to fall into the trap of pseudoscience, where I rely on inaccurate information. I check the information I use, and I try my best to keep things accurate. What I do seems to work, so I feel confident in it, but I'm not immune to error, you know? This is a tangent. Basically, I want good trans voice tutorials to exist. I don't know if I'm the perfect person to be that. I'm probably not. But I'll give it my honest shot. I'll give it my absolute best. And I'll learn along the way. Sound good? Cool. Alright. What is your second favorite Pokemon? Did you like know that someone was gonna ask that, and then like you did the read and you just like detected the question? That's so good. So yeah, first is Pikachu, second's Primarina, then Mudkip. I'll add a fourth to make it more fun. My fourth is probably Oricorio. Love the little cheerleader bird. Alright. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? I like chocolate. Is it easy to get HRT over in Australia? I think it's a lot easier than most countries. If anyone from down under is watching this video, I'm pretty sure every Australian state has informed consent, All that means is that you go to a doctor and you go, hey, I want to transition. You sign a thing that says, I understand what this does. You give it to the doctor, and then they give you HRT. Well, the prescription to go get HRT. Not every doctor does informed consent, but that's the buzzword you want to look up. If the doctor does informed consent, then they're probably a bit more like in the know of trans people today. Granted, the doctor I see isn't actually an informed consent person. I did it like the old-fashioned way. I don't recommend it to people. I had to like see a psychiatrist and like all this fancy stuff. But if you're in Australia, you don't have to do that. You just have to do informed consent, jump in, get your E. Or if any trans guys are watching, your T. Whatever makes you happy, you know? Okay. Can you sing well? I cannot sing well. And this part says, please sing in your 10K subscriber special if you can. Is that enough? Was that satisfying? Truth be told, I don't know how to sing, but I'd really like to learn. I want to learn. Like, I'd love to be able to do like duets with myself, right? Like some parts in this voice, some parts in this voice. I feel like I could make some really pretty stuff. And I write songs a lot in my free time, but I never sing them. But I'd like to. Like this video for Fairy Princess Lucy music career. If you're interested in the Boy Murder Detective Agency audio, there is a section where I do a musical number. So there you go. Though I sing really quiet in that. I was too shy during that. I think I'm a bit more confident now, so if I did it again, I think it'd be a bit better. Alright. Let's keep going. Alright, next question. Have you read Rain? And if you have, did you like it? Also, I love your vids. And thank you for making the voice training vids. I'm glad I could help. As for Rain, in my bookshelf, like you can't see it because I'm in VR, but that bookshelf right in front of me, I have every physical copy of Rain. I love that series. I love it. I love Rain. So the reason it means so much to me is, even though I didn't get to read it till later, because a Twitch viewer told me about it, if I remember correctly, and I gave it a go, and it was set in 2010, I think it was, and that's kind of close to the era I began figuring things out. I figured my gender out when I was like 8, so 2008, and I couldn't really do anything about it for a while, so reading a trans narrative in a time period that's so nostalgic for me, that was so cool. I love that. I almost want to, it's almost like seeing what could have been, you know? That's why it means so much to me. I love early 2000s nostalgia, as maybe my editing makes it obvious, but I didn't get to truly live in that era, even though I was there. So it means a lot to see a story then, you know? So I love that series. If the author of Rain happens to watch my videos, by the way, hi. I like your stuff. Okay, cool. So next question. Do you have a GF? And then there's like the surprised emoji with like the O. No, I'm very single. And that's not like the YouTuber like hiding their secret partner or whatever. I had a 3-year relationship when I was in high school with a girl. But it didn't work out because, well, I was starting to dress in girls' clothes more often back then, so she didn't vibe with that, and that's chill. We're in good times. Though she does know I do this, so maybe she's watching. Funny thought, but no. I don't know when I'll get another partner. To be real with you, I don't know my sexuality anymore. I I don't know what I want. Do I want a girlfriend? Do I want a boyfriend? Do I want an MB friend? Does that work? That kind of works. I don't know what I want yet. So I'm not looking for relationships at this time. I want to figure out my sexuality first and then go for it. Which I know is awkward because of the type of content I make. But I don't know what my sexuality is. And that's okay. Will everything work out for us all? That is correct. Everything will work out. I believe in you. So, would you be willing to do a Minecraft stream? The answer is yes, but I don't own Minecraft. Like, yeah, it'd be a bit easier if I had the game, you know? Like, I bought it when it was still in beta, on PC, but I used an email address I don't have anymore, so I couldn't swap it over to a Mojang account, so I lost my account forever. I haven't played Minecraft in a really long time. I kind of miss it. Next question. Got any tips for making it through the winter without getting really depressed? I don't know about the winter specifically, because I'm Australian and the winter doesn't really exist in the way that maybe it does for other people. But when you feel down, just know that things can work out. It's a bad day, not a bad life. Things can get better. In the past, I was very, very depressed. Things weren't working out. I didn't feel like I could talk to anyone. So, if you have anyone you can talk to, please talk to them. That doesn't mean ask only me stuff. I'm a YouTuber. What you need is a friend to talk with it for you. You need professional help if that's what you want. That's so important. There's nothing wrong with getting help, okay? At the end of the day, remember that my channel is for comfort, but at the end of the day, there's a type of comfort that I can't give you. And there's a type of comfort only those closest to you can give you, and a type of comfort that only a professional can give you. I'm neither of those things, but I hope that you're able to get out of a rough patch and know that it's okay to feel how you are and things can get better, but it's okay that you feel this way, okay? Okay. Up next, we have, how long does it take for you to write one of your ASMR videos, and is Blaha your muse? So this is like the most common, not misconception, but mix-up when people ask me questions about my content. If a video is ASMR and you don't see the virtual avatar in front of you, all those videos are improvised. All I do is go, I want to make an audio about this. Like, let's look at the boy murder detective agency audio, for example. All I had planned was I wanted to make a noir audio about two detectives with another voice to swap to for the second character. And then I just hit record and go for it. In that audio in particular, I wasn't planning to voice the actual boy murder character. I decided that last second and just went, oh, I'll just do this voice, that works. That was fully improvised. The song was improvised, but the music under it I added later, you know? I was just in the middle of my room just being like, if you like skirts, that's okay. And it worked out somehow. So yes, unless it's a trans voice tutorial video, everything I do is improvised. Because I just like improv more. I'm very confident in my ability just to say words. The reason the voice tutorials are not scripted, well, the reason the voice tutorials are scripted is I want it to be really concise and to make sense. Oh, and yeah, Blaha can be my muse. Blaha's very cool. Did you hydrate? Yeah, let's hydrate again. Let me get the... You know how hard it is to drink from a water bottle when you have a TV on your face? I'm so excited for the face reveal, then I don't have to do this. You had nothing. Anyway, So, up next, favorite niche YouTuber. There's so many YouTubers I watch. What would be my favorite niche YouTuber? So, for whatever reason, I'm really obsessed with those, like, those ASMR chiropractor videos. Even though I'm pretty sure chiropractic is pseudoscience, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I keep watching them. I don't know why. So I don't know if I should promote that per se. I don't know how I feel about it, but who knows. Other than that, there has to be plenty, right? There's a channel, I can't remember the name, but there's like a YouTube channel that just does lawn mowing. It's just him vlogging his lawn mowing adventures, and I'm like, yeah, you go. Live your truth. Other than that, I'm running a bit blank, I admit. But if I think of something, maybe I'll add it in post. We'll see. Gonna make sure I'm still recording because I'm paranoid. Ooh, it's been an hour. That's kind of cool. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay. What's your favorite animal? Ducks. Love those guys. I also really like penguins, seals, monkeys. Yeah, those are probably my favorites. Can you believe I don't have a duck plushie somehow? I don't know. Well, I have the Daffy Duck plushie, so I guess I have a duck plushie. Never mind. Next question. I just think you're really cool. Oh, thank you. You're really cool too. Next question. Am I a good girl? Yes. Yes, you are. How best do I practice my breathing? So this comes into where I'm not a professional, you know? General speech stuff is where I'm going to be obviously less professional, like less good at it. But my little tips I can give is that have a check that when you breathe in through your nose, that your tummy like goes out. So when you breathe in, your tummy should kind of go like kind of you breathe in, then when you breathe out, it goes in. Just check that your tummy's doing that. I won't give any fancy tips that I am not qualified to do, but that's just a general, like, just have a check. Maybe that will work. I know there's a thing called paradoxal breathing. I think that's the term. Please fact check that if you need this information. Where some people accidentally like make their tummy go in when they breathe in, then when they breathe out, their stomach goes out. Apparently you're not supposed to do that. But again, I am not a doctor. So please take that with a grain of salt. Next one is love you lots XX. Oh, thank you. Love you too. So, oh, we're nearly there. This is crazy. What's the bet? Someone will, like, the form's still open when I'm recording. Someone's gonna like add another question like right when I finish. What's the bet? What are your top 5 favorite colors? I think number 1 is pink. White next probably. Orange is pretty cool. I like orange. I like black because like it goes with everything, right? And I have to think of one more. Purple. I love being purple. How long do you spend on videos when it comes to scripts? For voice tutorials, I spend about a week or two writing a script. For ASMR videos, they're improvised. As for recording, to be honest, because I improvise, the ones I improvise, the amount of recording time is the amount that you hear usually. I actually don't do bloopers that often, because I leave it in. So you kind of hear the mistakes. And for editing, an ASMR video doesn't take very long because I just have to like make sure nothing loud happens. That's really all I do. Sometimes I'll throw in some sound effects that are free to use. For the videos, like the trans voice tutorial, yeah, like a month, and I do so much work for that. I had to buy like a vertical mouse just to avoid getting wrist injuries, because the first like resonance video I made, I got a massive wrist injury during that because I just kept working too hard. See what I mean? Workaholic. That's what I am. I need to work on it. As for the differences between the videos I make, obviously the voice tutorials take way more time. Because they're the most popular, so obviously it'd be more beneficial if I could do those weekly, but that is not physically possible. But the ASMR videos are easy for me just to kind of keep making. I have a good rhythm. I've nearly been making those for 3 years, so I'm experienced, but not a professional. That's the distinction. Okay. Next question. Sorry in advance if this doesn't fit into your vid, but as a trans teenager, is the vocal training easier or better to do during puberty? Also, do you have any tips for early part of transitioning? Love your vids, by the way. Cool, thank you. So, if you are, by the sounds of it, you're in the middle of puberty. I could be wrong. The best time to start is now. Just whenever you can, right? Maybe the best time was yesterday, but the second best time is right now, you know? Currently experiencing puberty won't like stop you from doing it, right? It just might be a little annoying, just little adjustments. You'll be fine. So just whenever you can, just try it. Just try voice training, see what happens, you know? Obviously the best time is before puberty, but I didn't get to do that, and here I am. So my recommendation is to try now and see what happens, you know? Know that if you're in an unsafe situation, you can swap voices when you're learning so that you can keep yourself safe. Sound good? Cool. Also, for tips for early parts of transitioning, this could be its own hour video. Should I make that? Maybe I should make that, but find a friend you trust. Go to their house, hang out, dress up, have a good time. I got unlucky where the person I picked to trust ended up being a TERF, but she wasn't a TERF yet. But I got to dress up at her house, and I still have a bunch of her clothes, so take that. Okay. Hello. I would like to ask, why did you put Dawn from Pokemon in your thumbnail video? Is it because Dawn is relatable to the trans community? Okay, so the reason I did that was, 1, Pokemon's popular, so people click the video. Haha, engagement. It's my job. Don't blame me. 2, I think like my audience skews pretty young. Like most of my audience is in Gen Z, and a lot of us played Pokemon Pearl and Diamond. Chances are that's the game we grew up with. Chances are that's the game where we got that faded question, are you a boy or a girl? You know, I think moments like that are impactful, and it's why a lot of us associate Dawn with our trans identity, because chances are for a lot of my audiences, like especially because of the age range, I think a lot of us, the first time we expressed being a girl was as this character. So that's why I put it in the video. And it worked. It's one of the most popular ones I ever made. So maybe Dawn is a trans icon. And that makes me happy. I like Dawn. So, What's your opinion on the community you've created surrounding yourself? All the supportive comments and people asking questions. Generally interested to know more about you. How does it feel? Okay, yeah, I love it. Everyone's so nice. Yeah, I get hate comments, but like, who cares? I can just hide them. Nothing productive ever has come out of these hate comments. There's an occasional constructive criticism one. I'll leave that in. That's fine. As far as the positivity, yeah, it's been surreal. Before I started doing this, I didn't know that many trans people. But suddenly, there's all these trans people saying they felt seen. That was something that, like, it's like becoming the person that you needed back then. I've helped people feel confident in themselves. I've gotten messages from people saying they came out because of my videos. They started HRT because of my videos. And it's crazy to think about, to have that much impact. At the end of the day, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just on a screen, waving my arms around saying things. And I don't want to take that position for granted in any capacity. I don't want to take advantage of it in a negative way. I want to make sure I do this right and handle it with utmost confidence. It's like little kid me needed a trans role model. I had many, but I think she really needed a video like these. Just to know that trans people are just people. We just exist. I'm just some regular trans girl, right? I'm not some like higher being influencer or whatever. That's not how it works. Instead, I want the channel to just show that I'm a trans person and I'm happy. I'm doing all this stuff. I love it. I love all the people I get to help. I love all the people that say nice things, and it's like a feedback loop, right? Like, I help people feel confident, and they leave nice comments which makes me feel confident, and I take that confidence to my everyday, and I found myself more confident since starting. Like, in my day-to-day, just it's surreal. I used to be such a nervous kid. I was always an extrovert, but I was always nervous. It all means the world, from YouTube comments to people that were back on Reddit when I started, people that are on the Discord, people that talk to me on Twitch, people that comment on the webcomic. It all means a lot. I'm proud of the community I created. However, I can't say the fact that I created. I think as unparasocially as possible, the community is kind of what you create, because I don't control what people type down there, but you do. And most of you, like 99.9% of you, chose to say something nice, and I think that's incredible. I think that's inspiring, and it means a lot. So I don't want to make this like a parasocial thing, but thank you. You make it all possible, as indirectly or directly as you feel you do. Thank you. Next question. I have been getting voice coaching for over a year now, and while the person teaching me sees progress, improvement, I don't feel it. What do? Frowny face. So that again leads to, they're a professional speech pathologist. I'm not. But if you're not feeling progress, especially after a couple of months, then maybe it's time to like seek another speech pathologist if you can, if that's accessible to you. That's not me saying pick me. If you can afford an actual speech pathologist, please pick an actual speech pathologist. They'll do a way better job than me. And especially one that's good with trans people. The chances are maybe the one you have isn't as experienced. But also, consider the possibility that maybe you are improving, you're just not seeing that. Try doing recordings for yourself, and try to monitor your changes and see if it is changing. Ask trusted friends, get different opinions, and I hope you get a voice that makes you happy, okay? Whoever helps you. Alright, can you believe we're near the end? It's like a journey. of me talking to myself in my room. Ow, I hit my leg. Sunburn. Ow. Ow. Okay. What's your favorite periodic element? Can I confess? I don't think I know what that is. That's the periodic table thing, right? Is one of them water? If one of them's water, that's my favorite. Sorry I couldn't give a better answer. Where'd you get your name, if you don't mind? Oh, mine from a Grand Duchess in a short story. Oh, that's cool. It's a cool origin. So the username, Very Princess Lucy, I got from a random name generator. Like there's fantasy girl name generators. That's all it is. Truth be told, when I started posting, it was just an alt account I just happened to have for other purposes, and I just reused it for this. It just saved me creating an email. I didn't think this would get big, so here we are. As for my real name, I sadly can't tell you. But it has a really cool origin story that I'd love to share. But alas, I cannot. Alright, next. Would you rather have unlimited bacon but no games, or games unlimited games but no games? Yes, games but no games, and not games but no bacon. Can I have games? I like games. I'm indifferent about bacon, to be honest. Have you heard of a game called Secret Little Haven? It's a cute visual novel about a trans girl. If you haven't heard it, you should check it out. It's amazing. Not sponsored. Lol. I love that game. I adore that game. Like on my Steam profile, it's listed as like my favorite game. I love that game. If you haven't played it, definitely try it. It's a bit intense, but I love it. I like the way they present the way we figure ourselves out through online communities, because that's kind of how I figured it out. Though instead of it being a forum for a magical girl anime, for me, it was the boy to girl makeup videos, and me, because on YouTube, if you didn't know, you actually used to be able to DM people, like creators on YouTube itself. You could send them a message. So every trans like makeup YouTuber, I'd be like, message, how do I make up? How do I voice? How do I wig? I didn't always get that many great responses. So I hope these are good responses. I hope I'm doing my best. But yeah, Secret Little Haven, I love it. And if the creator of that game is watching, hi, I love your work. I hope things are going great. Trans rights. Okay. What other trans YouTubers do you watch / recommend? I know for a while I used to watch like a Japanese trans channel called Kito Channel, which is about 2 trans guys, but they stopped making videos, so I can't watch them now. There was some kind of drama or something, but my Japanese wasn't good enough to understand what it was, so they don't post anymore. But I don't watch them now, but when I was starting my transition, Maya Henry was one of my favorites. I found like the way she talked about her transition rather inspiring. I also really like Steph Senyati. Is that how you say your name? But I don't watch the channels as much because I watch those videos to get comfort on how to transition, whereas I've reached a stage where I've kind of already transitioned. I've done this rodeo for a decade, you know? I know like the really popular one back in the 2010s is Gigi Gorgeous. I didn't really watch her, but a lot of people were really inspired by her, so that's cool. I used to watch a lot of Michelle Henry's videos. Henley, I think that's how you say it. She was in a movie called Boy Meets Girl, which is great movie with a trans woman protagonist. Love it. It also has one of the guys from Twilight in it. He looks pretty great, by the way. Anyway, so that channel was a big deal for me. I'm gonna say it wrong, but I used to watch a lot of is it Jamie Dodger, or it's like a D last name, but I don't think it's Dodger. It's like something else. He's a cool trans guy that does trans guy stuff. I stopped watching recently just because a lot of the videos are a bit more heavy in subject tone. I'm not too big on like the reacting to transphobe stuff. I don't like giving them the light of day. But I think that channel is a really big deal, especially for a lot of trans men in our community. Who else? Oh, how could I forget? I love Snapcube. Snapcube's videos are a really big deal for me. I still watch her. I love her stuff. Her voice switching is really cool. That inspires me. I love her real-time fandubs. I love her Let's Plays. I love her Twitch stuff. As unembarrassingly as possible. Can Snapcube collab with me? Thank you. Make a childhood dream come true. I'd love it. I love it, but I'm not expecting it. Every time I bring up a creator, it's embarrassing. I'm like, collab. I'm so embarrassing. Oh my god. But no, Snapcube, huge deal for me. Love her stuff. Snapcube's great. 11 out of 10. If you're somehow watching this, thank you. And thank you for liking one of my tweets 3 years ago on my personal social account. Oh, so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. Okay. My chest tracker's being weird. Okay, we're good now. So this question, we won't expose me being a big fangirl. Cool. How long ago did you realize you're trans? So I do have a whole video about that, but it's a bit complicated. So like I was dressing up like a girl since like I was like 6 or 7. I hit something again. Something nearly fell on my foot again. Ain't that embarrassing? Okay, I'm all good. Yeah, like really early I would like sneakily wear girls' clothes. To be honest, I think I always knew. It's just the world was trying to make me forget, if that makes sense. I always wanted to turn into a girl. I always imagined like, what if like when I went to sleep I woke up as like a girl and then lived that day, and then when I went to sleep as that girl I went backwards. That was like my compromise. Because like the stage of acceptance of this kind of thing, there's like the compromise stage. I had that when I was like, I would have been like 5. The more I think about it, the more I kind of uncover my mind, I guess. That I think I realized I was trans confidently in 2008, which was when I was 8. So convenient. But it took a long time to actually act on it. I didn't tell anyone until I was 12. And then I didn't get access to HRT until I was 21. The world can be really cruel. If people stop you on your journey, don't forgive them. Anyway. Have you identified as anything other than a girl after you started questioning? Other words, did you once identify as something other than cis male or trans woman? So when I was trying to find like the word transgender, because I figured it out really early, but the thing I didn't figure out was what to call it. I just knew I wanted to be a girl. I didn't know there was a word for that. That I came across the word gender fluid when I was 12. And so at the time I thought transgender or transsexual was the word that was bouncing around back then. I thought that was like only doing surgery. I didn't think it was everything else, but gender fluid described like ebbing and flowing and presenting how you want. I misinterpreted that as what I thought I was, because I'm like, oh, I'm like a girl, like sometimes, and then it's like, then I realized that I never had boy days. was just a girl. I think if like the femboy community existed when I was early in transition, I could have seen like past me like being on a bunch of femboy discords and then eventually figuring it out and then realizing I'm trans. I think I would have been like that kind of pipeline, you know? But that didn't exist yet. But yeah, I identified as gender fluid briefly. I thought I was non-binary at one point. But the core is I mostly just thought I was a girl. And that's where we ended up. Okay. What's the best tips you could give to avoid falsetto in voice training and practice good resonance? So I'd say like to avoid falsetto, if you're accidentally going into it, chances are you're not doing the other techniques. Try your best to like raise the larynx at like, so I have the voice tutorials, right? So when you check the first one, the larynx one, try to do like the exercise without raising your pitch consciously. It might not sound perfect, but it's a baseline just to get you started. And with resonance, the key is to, you know, get the buzziness going. And that buzziness is practically impossible when you're doing falsetto, I think. I could be wrong though. Again, I'm not a professional. But it I guess that's my only real advice. Keep trying the techniques and see what happens. I wish you luck. Yeah, the second part of it, asking about resonance. Yeah, I am doing a sequel to Resonance, but by the time you see this, you've already seen that. So, cool. What helped you the most to achieve your voice? I saw a professional speech pathologist with professional degrees and professional certification. It destroyed my bank account though. But it was worth it. It was worth it. She was a really great speech pathologist, and I can't say who she is because that would probably dox me. Because, you know, locations. But just know there's some good speech pathologists out there in Australia. So keep looking if you're out there. But yeah, I think that was the game changer. Also, there's a technique, you can look it up. It's referred to as the soft palate. I think the soft palate really changed how my voice sounded, and it's like the core of why I sound the way I do, I think. I think that was the big change. Oh, and obviously resonance, but resonance is a big thing for most people. Why did you pick your username? Random name generator. That's embarrassing, right? It's just a random name generator that just grabs some nouns and a word at the end. That's embarrassing. But hey, it worked. Next question. Are you an Asian woman? You say you speak Japanese, so I was wondering. Also, are you fluent in Japanese? なんか白人ですけど、なんか日本に留学しましたので日本語を勉強するようになったね。あ、いや、なんか日本語ができてようになりましたね。ごめん、ちょっと久々に日本語を使いましたけど、白人です。白人です。オーストラリアから来ましたです。から来ましたです。それがミスでしょやばいな。実はね、なんかI'm very Caucasian. I'm from Australia. I just used to live in Japan. So yeah, I am not fluent in Japanese, as you just heard, but I'm conversational. 会話ができて、なんか相手がなんか会話してみようかな考えたら、なんか大体会話ができて、文法が完璧ではないんですけど、なんか即興でなんか自由に喋られるように感じますね。けどまだ練習ありますね。けどちょっと久々に日本語を練習しましたね。なんか留学した時よくいじめられたね。 それなのでなんか日本語を勉強するのがちょっと複雑な気分が出しましたね。I hope that answered the question. I am in fact very white. But I don't show my face, so I understand why maybe people don't know. Fair enough. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. All right, let's do this. What is your favorite feminine clothing item / accessory? Skirts, scrunchies. Love those. When did you start dressing as a girl? Honestly, who knows? My literal earliest memory was I was 4 years old and I wore a blanket as a dress and pretended to be pregnant. So at the earliest 4, actually no, at the latest 4, maybe even earlier. I think I was one of the people that figured it out instantly, but I think my environment made me suppress it. I think I was very close to being like those trans kids that figure it out really early and they transition as a kid. I think I was one conversation away from being that, but people weren't very accepting, unfortunately. What can you do? Alright. Do you wear clothes that most women don't? Like an obscure type of clothing? Not really. I dress kind of basic, not gonna lie. I wear a lot of stuff from H&M and I wear like flowy cute skirts and stuff. Like I look like some Pinterest girl from like the early 2010s. I don't think I wear anything too obscure. Like I think skirts are less common where I live, so maybe that sticks out. I wear blouses sometimes. Maybe they kind of stick out, but that's just because I live in a country Australian town that is near a beach. So what are you gonna do? Everyone kind of dresses like surfers. Let's see. Does it feel euphoric to be called a woman on VR chat due to your voice? Yep, you better believe it. It feels really good. But I've been wondering. I haven't been on VR chat like parties in a very long time, and between you and me, I'm unsure how easily I'd be recognized now because the channel kind of exploded, and I used to go to a lot of like trans specific events. So I'm unsure if I'd be recognized. So if you see this avatar at a VR chat event, you are welcome to say hi. I might be a bit surprised because it hasn't happened. I've never been recognized in VR chat, but I've been recognized IRL like 3 times, so I kind of know the drill. So yeah, if you see me, feel free to say hi. I'm polite, I promise. I'm usually doing dance parties and that kind of thing. Back when I played a lot, but I haven't done that in a while. I should get back into that. Are you sleeping well? Probably not. Like I go to bed early and I wake up early, but I feel like I've stacked myself on with so much stress because I haven't been able to properly handle like the newfound success, I guess, the large like amount of attention, I guess, from the audience getting bigger. So I admit that stress is affecting me. I did actually last month get sick from stress. I have to confess that I got very, very sick. But I still want to make this work. I want to do my best to make videos that make you happy. I hit something again. My hand. This is so awkward. I keep hitting the same thing too. You'd think I'd like walk back or something. But yeah, I've been very stressed, so I haven't been sleeping very well. I want to do more to try to balance that out. Like I want to go to beaches more and relax, and I've done a lot of cozy video games to try to relax, that kind of thing. But I'm really hard on myself, I have to confess. I think I'm afraid that like this momentum of the viewership will eventually come to an end. And I don't know if I could handle a regular person job. At least until I'm a professional speech pathologist, but I like doing this so much. I don't want to lose that, you know? Opportunities like these don't really grow on trees. If I'm ever gonna be this, now's the time, you know, I have to do everything I can while I have this blessed opportunity. That said though, I am doing efforts to rest more. I'll try not to get sick from stress again. Sorry if that's concerning to hear about. I'm working on it. Next question. Are you worried about all the anti-trans bigotry where you live? If you feel comfortable sharing. I feel uncomfortable with the anti-trans bigotry where I live, but I've been getting better at mentally coping. So here's kind of how I approach it. I admit I kind of try to ignore it as much as possible. Like, I don't actually use social media that much outside of my job. I find trans hate exhausting, and it feels worse than it's been in a very long time. But just know a lot of the people that are obsessively like hating us, like that just shows they have really nothing better to do. And I don't want to give them the time of day. I want to focus on what's important. And I think what's important is supporting trans people as best you can. If you're worried about trans bigotry, I recommend finding out which of politician options, if you can vote, will most support trans people, and encourage people around you to vote for them for that reason, for your safety. I think the safety of your friends that goes beyond politics, you know, that not discriminating people is beyond a political debate. We have to be nice to people. If there's anyone voting for someone that would hurt you, then I don't recommend being around them too much. That said, you know your situation way better than I ever could. But I don't handle it very well, so I stay out of it. I help people in the way I can. I'm not hardcore enough to be like a protester. I understand that. Every time I tried going to one, I'd freak out. So this is my way to help. Okay, I really need to move that. Over there you go. Hope I remember to edit that. Also bet I don't. Hope I do. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of my deal with that, I guess. If you're in a situation where you're able to, definitely donate to any trans charities in your local area. I know how we often will only show the Trevor Project, right? Like the American-based one. But check trans charities in your area. Maybe your local area needs a lot of help. And donating can help them make the world a better place. I know Australia has a lot of really wonderful charities. So I recommend that as a way to feel comfort knowing that things can get better. And realistically, and as bleak as it sounds, well, not bleak, but everything that's ever happened, trans people still exist. Will always just exist. You can't really get rid of that. People that think so are delusional at best and egotistical at worst. So yeah, don't give them the time of day. Okay. Okay, next one. I just wanted to send this form in so I could ask the questions. I'm going to go to bed not long after this and pretty much just get to bed and not worry about anything else since it's so late. Oh, I think that's part of the same question from the previous one. I hope you sleep well. Oops, I didn't realize. It's hard to see with the headset on my face. Okay. I think those last ones are actually from the same person. My bad. I thought they're separate questions. Okay. I hope you're feeling lovely today. Good night to me and good whatever time it is for you. Right now it is, actually I don't know because I've been in a VR headset for a while. It's probably lunchtime after this, probably. Thank you so much for the trans voice tutorials. I appreciate them and all the ones on the way. I'm glad you enjoy them. I'll make more. I'll keep making them until I run out of ideas. Waffles or pancakes? That's really hard. Pancakes. I don't get to have them as often, so they're kind of special. And last, but of course not least. Hi Lucy, I love everything you make. I was wondering what motivated you to start making audios and how would you suggest a noob like me to start? I think I kind of answered that one, but my main advice is to start, to just try. Doesn't matter if you're the best or not the best, just try. Just try. That's the only reason I'm here. I kept trying. That's my only real advice. Now then. Let's see if anyone added an extra question while I was recording. No. We're all good. So. That is the video. Crazy, huh? How long did this go for? An hour and 47 minutes. I'm nearly like video essay length. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little glimpse into the way I feel, the way I think, and the things I like. I hope it was helpful and I hope it was relaxing. And I want you to know that you're valid. Okay? Always will be. So, once again, thank you so much for literally 10,000 subscribers. That is an insane amount of people. That could fill probably a lot of stadiums, I think. I'm not good at maths, but I'll do my best, and if I get to 20,000, I'll maybe do another. Who knows? Now, as you can probably tell, I'm very tired. I'm gonna go relax and probably go play a video game and eat some food. But this is really fun to make. I like this. This is good. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, time zone, evening, or brunch. Stay hydrated and know that you are valid.